that we don't really have to compete with each other. That's not ever really my goal. I would rather bring on new clients that maybe aren't getting my services, that have never had it before, and just bring them in as new people and explain it, the whole process from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know?
Hello and welcome to Yellow Colored Glasses, episode 25. I am going to start with a review from Abby J. Great group of people that made it very easy and helpful. They helped us save over $800 a year. I wasn't sure where to begin on comparing insurance rates and transferring, but it was so easy with Warren & Mount's agency. Dustin and Amanda were super helpful and always available, even for questions that came up after we transferred. We've recommended them to many friends and family already. Thank you, Abby J, for that review.
Thank you, Abby.
For the agency.
Great job, Abby. Great job, Amanda.
Oh, man. We have Miss Dana Stranckmeyer here with us this morning from Glo Medspa KC, which is located in downtown Pleasant Hill. Dana, if you want to take it away and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. So my name's Dana Stranckmeyer. I own Glo Medspa KC in downtown Pleasant Hill. I'm a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for 18 years. Worked in a lot of different areas, but in January of 2019, I got certified in the aesthetic world of nursing, which I thought was just going to be my side gig. Ended up loving what I was doing. I was doing it out of my home at first. The building that I owned downtown Pleasant Hill had previously been my mom's barber shop, and we renovated it. My husband and I completely gutted it, renovated it, did all the extra stuff, made it into a spa, and I opened up there in October of 20. Okay. So I've been going for over 2 years now. It's coming up on 3. Doing really, really well. Have great clientele. My favorite, business is through word of mouth. The services that I do down there, it's not massage or facial, like relaxing facials. It's more focused on facial rejuvenation, which is done through Botox, filler, chemical peels, microneedling. I also offer weight loss shots as well as IV infusion therapy. So all of those services are available to my clients. And Glo is a bigger umbrella. So Glo is where I got certified through, and it's actually based out of St. Louis, Missouri, and that's how I got certified. Yes.
I didn't know that either.
And so the founder of the company is Jamie Smith. She currently practices in St. Louis, and there's about 200 of us nurses now, and we have overseeing physicians who monitor, our care to make sure that we have standing protocols if there were to be some sort of, allergic reaction or something like that to anything we might do. Okay. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Is Glo the only one in the KC? Like, is this location the only one in the KC?
There are a couple of other nurses that are Glo also, but we are essentially all self-employed. So they can name their business whatever they want.
Okay.
It doesn't have to have the name Glo in it. I chose to have the name Glo because I wanted to show that I'm affiliated with the main location. It's based out of St. Louis. I think it just, builds credibility to be, affiliated with other nurses that are already doing high quality treatments to their clients. So it was great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. How did you what's the fascination with facial rejuvenation? How?
So I kind of stumbled on it, actually. My sister, Jamie Smith, the founder of Glo, is actually my sister-in-law's best friend.
Okay.
And she messaged me and said, hey, they're doing a class to get certified. I thought you might be interested. And I was like, oh, okay. So I did a weekend intensive training, and then we had to do hands-on clinical training, and then I went back and spent an entire day with Jamie as well. Plus, she has actually been out here to my spa here in Pleasant Hill and had additional filler trainings where we brought some of the other nurses up from other areas. There are a couple of nurses, I think, on the Kansas side that may still be practicing, but everybody has the opportunity to either do it full time or to just do it as kind of a side gig.
Okay.
You know.
Wow.
That's awesome. So before you got approached to get certified, were you already receiving treatments yourself, like as far as facial rejuvenation?
I had done a couple of treatments a couple of times through other providers here in the local area. My approach is a lot different, I think, than what I experienced myself being the patient. When I was the patient, I felt like it wasn't very transparent. They didn't tell me what product I was getting. They didn't tell me how many units I was getting. I had no idea what to expect out of the cost because it just wasn't communicated. And that's really, one of our goals is to make sure that we're, telling people, what product, and you have a choice of which product you use, and how many units you get, and how they work differently, and just explain it before you just go in there and treat.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love that you took like your own experience and you said, okay, how can I make this better? We've kind of done the same thing in the agency, like how, where did we see some pitfalls in our own experiences, and then how can we, perfection is something that we can always strive for. It's not ever going to be that, but how can we take steps to make this person's experience better?
Yes,
and that boils down to like even us working together as a team and our team that we've hired on, service. So I love that you're taking the time to educate. It sounds like ultimately you're educating your patients on their experience.
Correct.
So
And right now it's just me, so I do everything.
Yeah.
I do the charting, I do, checking my own clients in, sit down with them individually. So I try to allow enough time, that I can have a good consultation, especially with a first-time client. And Glo's philosophy is because there are so many of us nurses that are under this one umbrella, right? It enables us to buy our product, which is the exact same product that, your plastic surgeons and your big med spas are using.
Sure.
We're buying the same product. We're giving the same service. But Glo's philosophy is to pass that savings along to our clients.
Okay.
So that the everyday person, it used to be just celebrities could afford Botox. Now it's more reasonable where everybody, just like getting your nails done or getting your hair done, it's got to be something that you can afford to maintain.
Yeah.
And that's always our goal with our clients with Glo, is to make it affordable.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I love that.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I can't remember if I told you this whenever we were tipsy at wine night. But I came from dentistry, and I looked into being able to do this type of stuff because I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
To like stab someone and make them look nice. That's so aggressive.
The key is to not bruise them when you stab them.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite because I cannot watch a needle go through skin.
Oh,
then you're not standing and watching it all because you'll
I'm
pass out.
I'm not going to volunteer myself to jab somebody. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's funny. Were you gonna say something? I'm sorry.
I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't important.
It's gonna come back to you.
Yeah,
I can feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So your sister-in-law's best friend, is that right?
Yes.
So what kind of coaxing did she have to do to get you on board, or were you just like, yeah, sign me up?
Not much.
Yeah.
It's a weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's
And
true.
I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it,
Uh-huh.
But after you do it and you treat a few clients and you see that the change it makes in them and it makes people more confident about themselves, like that's what I love seeing.
Yeah.
People come back and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how different I look.
Yeah.
Didn't realize I had such bad RBF and,
That's funny.
So,
That's probably me.
yeah. I'm like, yes, I can make your husband not know that you're glaring at him.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
that is funny. That's hilarious.
So I do have a question.
Okay.
To be certified, especially in a weekend, do you already have to be a registered nurse?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You have to be a registered nurse, a nurse practitioner, physician assistant, or a physician, which also includes dentists. So there is a group of, people. But like I was saying, I think I mentioned it, that we do have overseeing physicians who oversee everything that we do. We have what's called standing protocols. so that if for some reason there was an allergic reaction or something like that, I have medications that I can administer. And most all your fillers are actually reversible. So
yes.
Okay.
they can be dissolved immediately.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would need the lessons that you give because I know nothing about any of this. Like, I am new. Yeah, this conversation is already teaching me more than I knew. So.
Yeah. That was one of my. I've done filler before. I think I told you that I've done the PRP.
Yeah.
And that was one of my selling points to myself in like doing this. Like, okay, if I hate it, she'll just dissolve it. No big deal.
Yeah.
But you are really in the Pleasant Hill area. You're the only one that's doing this,
In
as far as I
Pleasant Hill,
know,
yeah.
right?
There's several spas in Lee Summit. There is
Right.
one. I know there's at least one in Harrisonville. But you know, I don't look at it as competition. Like, I feel like there's enough clientele to
Yep.
go around for all of us. It's just like hair salons, you know. There's enough people to get the services that we don't really have to compete with each other. That's not ever really my goal. I would rather bring on new clients that maybe aren't getting my services, that have never had it before, and just bring them in as new people and explain it, the whole process from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
That's
know.
so cool.
So
Sure.
Your patients are going to feel more at ease, I
Yeah.
think, you know,
And comfortable.
and comfortable for what they're getting into from a financial standpoint, from a
Right.
patient care standpoint.
correct.
Or, I'm sorry, they might be clients or patients. What
I
are
refer
they?
to them both as clients and
Okay, I'm
patients.
not sure what term
I
there
kind
is.
of use both terms
Yeah.
because they're clients, but they are actually patients
Sure.
Yeah,
too.
that's
but,
true.
You know,
You have a lash tech in your facility as well.
correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
So when I first went to open, I was actually in the middle of the remodel. One of my good friends said she had somebody that was interested in a space, if I had a space available. And so she got me in contact with her. It's Jamie Angel with Lash Out KC. She came down and saw the space, and she just loved the space. And I was like, good, because now you can help me decorate it.
That's
because
awesome.
that is not my forte. So a lot of the decorating that you see in there is actually done by her. We each have our own exam room. We each have our own key. We're self-employed. She can come and go whenever she wants.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, you know, we do get feedback from each other's clients. Like, I might have somebody who looks at me and goes, oh, where do you get your lashes done? And I'll be like, right next door.
Yeah.
Just pop
In
over
this
and talk
building.
to her.
Yeah.
And same thing, vice versa. Sometimes she'll have somebody, you know, in her chair,
Yeah.
and she'll go, "Hey, Dana, this client wants to know about a lip flip," or
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
different services. So we feed off of each other's.
Yeah.
You know, have mutual clients, I would say.
So how did you guys meet?
So my good friend, which also did a lot of my graphic design stuff, Janie, she's actually, I think, cousins. Yeah.
Cousins. Okay, very cool. It helps to know people, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw something
cool.
the other day. It's you need to know somebody, and if you don't know somebody, go find somebody that does know somebody,
Yeah.
or something like that.
That's the damn truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody knows somebody that does something, and
Yeah.
it's important
Yeah.
to be successful. So.
Yeah.
So she actually, Jamie with Lash Out KC actually offers, she not only does the lash extensions, but she does waxing and tinting as well.
Oh, nice.
Of like the
Okay.
brows and lashes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Cool.
Very nice.
Anyway.
So you opened in October of 2020.
Correct.
The year 2020
Yeah.
freaks people out.
Yeah.
So how did you have the courage, knowing that we were
That is
in a pandemic,
Very true.
to go ahead and open your doors?
Well, I was already doing it out of my house, so I already had all my product, all my inventory, you know, on hand that I had at home. The building that I went into had previously been my mom's barber shop
Okay.
for years and years. And then when she passed away, she gave it to me, and that's when I did the
Okay.
remodel. So I own the building, so
You
I don't
already
have
had it.
a lot of overhead other than the utilities. And so it was kind of like, I don't know, I'm gonna push the envelope here and just see how it goes.
Wow.
Janie, that is my graphic designer, she actually helped us with our grand opening that was October 3rd of 2020. And that was done on a Friday evening. And what she did is she actually went around to a lot of the local merchants in downtown Pleasant Hill, which was much smaller than it is now.
Yeah.
Like now it's grown significantly down there, which is fantastic. But she went around and talked to several of the businesses down there and said, hey, we're doing a grand opening. Can you stay open later on this Friday?
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah. So she added it to the flyer. And then clients, when we had the party, I treated clients that night with Botox, but they also went around and visited the different merchants.
Nice.
So it was really enjoyable.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And so then I went to one of the promotion committee meetings for downtown Pleasant Hill. And during that meeting, I was telling them how great the turnout was on that Friday. And I said, something we could maybe do to help downtown Pleasant Hill in general is to start something like the First Fridays and that they have in other towns. And so they were like, oh, that is something to consider. I wouldn't mind staying open late. And so then we had the discussion about which Friday would be best. All the merchants said typically the third weekend of the month was their best sales month anyway, where they typically had more, and I don't know why, but so we came up with, the promotions committee came up with, we're going to do third Fridays in downtown Pleasant Hill, and it goes all year long. But so every third Friday, and typically we have a little theme,
Sure.
if it's near Mardi Gras, it's Mardi Gras theme, or depending on where it falls. But most all the businesses downtown participate. And so they stay open from like 5 to 8, so that the working person, when they get off work, they can come downtown, do a little shopping for some clothes or some antiques, pop in and see me.
I didn't realize that it's all year long. I've been down there in like the summer months and stuff, but I didn't realize you guys do it year round.
It's year round, yeah.
So that's cool. That's good to know.
Every time, so we've had several businesses from downtown come on and talk, and everyone always has really good ideas to implement to try to get it popping. And I feel like
it's getting there,
like
for
the
sure.
growth plus all of the energy and effort that everyone's putting into make it pop off.
Right.
The momentum is there.
Right.
It's like slowly starting to build on itself. I grew up here, so I feel like it for a long time, like me.
There was nothing down there.
There
wasn't a lot down there.
Yeah, and so I really feel like it's taken you and all the other businesses, particularly the ones that have come in the past, 2, 3, 4 years, to really like step it up. Okay, well, what are we gonna do, and how are we gonna keep it going? How are we gonna feed off of each other?
Yes.
So,
How many open buildings are there downtown still? Do you know?
I don't know. I know a lot of them have filled now. Several of them are people like me that were born and raised here, like you, that own buildings down there. But several of them also have come from out of town. Even more recently, I know like the owner of Brick and Mirth. I don't believe they're local.
that's
the Wing Hill Wine Company. They moved down here from, I think, Lee Summit like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So. But they're all great, and I try to, make it in and shop at their places too, and support local.
Yeah,
I'm all about supporting local businesses, especially within our community. And that's why I love that you guys do this, just to get the word out, because people may not know them down there, And so the more awareness that we can get to what we do have available in our little small town, then people are more likely to go down there and check it out.
I didn't know that you were down there until, I think it's actually one of your clients said something that they were going to go to Glo Medspa, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Where's that even at? And then I just happened to run into, we all ran into you at one of the wine tastings, and so that was really good. Got the conversation started.
I was very tipsy by the end of the night.
Really?
I don't know if you could get home, but I got home and my husband was like, "Are you kind of?" I'm like, "No." Oh my God, yes.
That's so funny.
Oh my God. Well, I'm great. I'm glad that I hit it really well.
Oh, so funny.
That's funny.
So, what do you like to do then in your free time? Like, how do you, when you're not at the med spa and you're not nursing at the hospital and what keeps you busy?
Well, my family right now keeps me pretty busy. I have 2 seniors and junior in high school, and so, we're doing the car thing and the graduation thing and pictures and meeting the boyfriends and the girlfriends of them, that kind of stuff. Of course, I like to watch the Chiefs, of course.
Yes. Okay,
We had a party at our house last Saturday and had friends over for the Chiefs game.
Awesome.
But I like to go out too. I mean, I like to go downtown. Lee Summit has a great downtown
They
too.
do.
Yeah.
And so we're always referring to like downtown Lee Summit for Pleasant Hill. It's a much smaller scale, obviously.
Right.
You know, but I'd like to think, like when people bring up, well, aren't they competition? Yeah, but look at downtown Lee Summit. They have so many, they have multiple boutiques. They have multiple libation places that you can visit.
Yep.
They have multiple wine places. And the thing is they can all coexist and survive together.
Love this.
Because it allows you to be able to go from one place to the next and visit multiple locations.
And I don't see it as, like, in my mind, I don't see them, like, from the outside looking in. It's not competition. It's, something that you guys are striving for.
Right.
You're aware that they have a really good community, good environment amongst all the businesses.
Right.
And that's something to strive for.
Right.
That's something that, you can aspire to be.
And also as a consumer, it's nice to know that you can go downtown Pleasant Hill and it not just be one store. You can hop between store to store. You can check them all out. You can buy something from every store, or find what you want. Because each boutique, each store downtown does have a little bit different feel and vibe
100%.
and what they offer. And so it is nice now to know that when we go down there, it's not, oh, hey, I'm just going to run here.
Right.
Because that's the only place. It's there's a lot more to go do and grab dinner, grab drinks, go shopping, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
It's nice to know that it's all right there.
Yeah. That's so true. Going back, I meant to ask you about this earlier. Before we hit record, we were talking about parties that you do.
Yes.
And how can, what does that include? And then also, how does someone sign up for something like that?
Okay. So basically, I call it a Glo Tox party. I don't really limit it to just toxin, but that's kind of the point of it.
Sure.
But it's where somebody can book a group party with me. It's typically anywhere from, as little as 5, but I've also had up to 30 ladies. But we do it in a 3-hour block of time. They book with me individually. I typically offer those Friday evenings. In fact, the third Fridays, I'm almost always booked up on those third Fridays because people want to come down there for the third Friday event.
Right.
But I do them Saturdays, I do them Sundays. It's harder to do it during the week just because I know a lot of people, you have your kids things and you get off work and you don't really want to go spend 3 hours downtown. But it's a great opportunity for girls to get together and socialize with their friends, but also still come have fun with me. It's allowed several of them to sync up when they get their toxin so that they're on the same schedule.
That's funny.
But I do, so what the availability is that at least 5 people have to get services. If 5 people get services at the party, everybody gets $1 off per unit of toxin, and my toxin price is $10 a unit right now.
That is a very, as someone who has done it before, that is a generous offer.
Yeah, so when you come for the Glo Tox party, you get $9 a unit. I do an individual consultation with each client, even at the Glo Tox parties, and determine how many units would benefit them the most. And then on top of it, I typically serve, either wine or mimosas, have some snacks in there, so we can just hang out and socialize.
Okay, I love it.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
Sit around.
It's fun.
BS.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And I hope to eventually redo the patio where I have some outdoor seating. So when I have the parties, people can go outside and sit and drink their wine and just spread out a little bit.
So is the patio in the front or the back?
The back. So the whole backyard, my building is only 720 square feet.
Okay.
But there's a whole backyard behind there that I want to close in with like fencing with a live plant wall, maybe a little iron gate at the back, and then have seating out there. So
Very cool. That sounds so
yeah,
I know.
fun.
I was just gonna, so we're trying to plan out a new wine tasting at. We need to just stop by whenever we get done.
Yeah, we
you know what I mean?
We do.
Because didn't you walk?
For us 3 girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, here in the office. We
Uh-huh.
were trying to plan just a night gathering.
Because whenever we saw you there that night, didn't you just walk there?
I had walked up from the spa.
Yeah, it's like
when I got
3
done with
doors
my
down.
when I got done with clients. Yeah.
We just need to go grab our wine.
I was coming up to buy a bottle of wine to take home for my dinner.
And then you sat there and talked to us for like 30 minutes.
Actually, this is how the conversation went. You should come on our podcast. No.
That's exactly what happened.
No, absolutely not.
I don't think I can do it.
And here you are.
Yeah.
And props to you for doing the scary thing. It's very weird coming on and like hearing your voice and like people staring at you.
I feel
it's
like
a whole
I
thing.
sound like a man every single time.
You don't.
You don't sound like a man.
You sound like the furthest thing from a man.
Okay, I hope so. So Dana, where can we find Glo Medspa? Like social media? Where can we find more
Both.
about your business?
So I am on Facebook and Instagram under Glo Medspa KC, but I also have a website. It's probably easiest to get to the website through one of those platforms, though.
Okay. Well, thank you, Dana, for
Yes.
joining us.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thanks for
sharing your
having me.
services
Yes.
with us.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
Okay, bye.
Cut.
Cut.
Cut.